Side lighting means light comes in from the side. So you have a vertical window in a vertical wall and light comes in. And here we are seeing again side lighting in the Health and Wellness building, in the lobby on the south side, and then in one of the health labs on the north side. There are several rules or guidelines that will help you optimize your side lighting, and perhaps the most important is known as the 2.5 height rule. In general, averaged over the year, light coming in through the window, it will be stopped by the top of the window opening, so that's your limit. Light coming in through a window will reach 2.5 times as far into the room as the top of the window is high, and that part of the room will get adequate daylight most of the year. On average, in general, that angle is about 22 degrees, although, as we all know, it's different in the summer than it is in the winter. But for daylighting, we use that 2.5 height rule. By the way, I have several pieces of information here from Alison Kwok, who wrote a classic manual, the Green Studio Handbook, that gives you lots of technical detail about green building strategies. And she is another architecture professor who works at the University of Oregon, right here in Eugene. So when we think about the 2.5 height rule, this makes us realize that the higher up we put a window, the more the daylight is going to get into our room. We could have a big window, but if it's down low, the light won't reach in very far. If we put the window up as high as we can get it, that 22-degree angle of light is going to reach in the most deeply. Another rule, also courtesy of Alison Kwok, is the 50-30 rule. In general, although I know this varies with window size and window height, but in general, the first 15 feet of a room next to a window can be lit 100% with daylight. The next 15 feet, so from 30 feet back from the window, can be lit, but you're going to need some extra electric light to supplement. And then beyond 30 feet, you're going to need electric light because daylight can't reach there. That's the 50-30 rule. One more guideline. In general, think about how big your floor area is and make the area of your window 20 to 25% that size. So for example, let's say you have a 10-foot by 10-foot room. That's 100 square feet. You need 20 square feet of window. So that would be like a 4-foot by 5-foot window. Or 25 square feet of window. That would be a 5-foot by 5-foot window. And here this is illustrated on the bottom. We're thinking about light reflecting off of surfaces and diffusing and bouncing light around in the room. And what this suggests to us is that we want more than just a window in one wall. We want to put windows on as many walls as we can so that the light rays will come in on each side, bounce around, and diffuse off the floors, walls, and ceilings. The more windows, in general, the better. When you think about the 2.5 height rule, you realize that this means your rooms need to be fairly narrow. So here is a building that looks like that's a really wide building, but if you look at each room, you see that on each side, the light is coming in 2.5 times the height of the window. however high that window can be, that's your limit. So this suggests that you're going to need windows, of course, and a narrow footprint. The picture at the bottom of the screen on the left is the lobby inside the Lillis Business Center on the U of O campus. And it is lit by natural daylight. I hope you can walk around in there someday. It's just a really pleasant space to be. It's all light in here. It's not, there's not glare. It's a diffuse, comfortable light. And what you will notice is that there are tables and chairs and benches, and students just love to come and hang out there. A lot of students who are not business students come and hang out in the Lillis Business Center because it's just so darn pleasant. Also, this is a side note, see those dark dots on the window here in the front? Those are solar cells. Those are photovoltaic cells, so they generate electricity. Then the picture on the right near the top of the slide, I just happened to be riding down Yamhill in Portland on a streetcar, and I looked up and here was this building, and I thought, oh, I've got to jump off and take a picture of this, because this is one of those buildings that was built around the turn of the 20th century, late 1900s, early 20th century. And what you notice is this idea again of a light well. So instead of making one big old broad flat building where light can't get in, the designers carved out this light well space so that every room can get light into the 2.5 times the height space. And we'll close with some more photos of the Lillis Business Center. Up here in the upper left, this is what the building looks like from 13th Street. So if you've seen this building, this might be the side you've seen it from. Over here on the left to the west is the Duck Store. You walk down 13th, and one of the first buildings you come to is the Business Center. So this glass wall here is the outside of that wall that we saw, that we can see here in the lower right corner. The lower right corner is the inside of that wall. The upper left corner shows the outside of that wall. Then if you go around to the north side of the building, it looks like this, and you see lots of glass again. So there's pleasant north light coming in from this side. What we see in the middle bottom photo and the upper right photo are pictures on the second floor of this building. And when you look at that, you notice that it is just as light and airy and pleasant on the second floor as it is on the first floor. And the business center has provided all these small tables and chairs so that you can just pick a place that you like and hang out there. And then here is a section through the building. You'll notice they have some top lighting as well, and we'll talk about top lighting in the next lecture.